Her name was Adaku. She walked into Umwakoro village one quiet evening, and from the moment children saw her shadow stretching long across the dusty ground, people sensed something was wrong. Something about her did not belong. Adaku was beautiful, too beautiful. Her dark skin glowed as if the sun followed her. Her eyes were wide, golden brown, and unsettlingly bright. When she spoke, her voice flowed like warm palm wine. When she walked, her waist moved with a quiet rhythm, smooth, too smooth. Men stared without blinking. Women held their husbands closer. Yet no one saw her arrive. No one saw her carrying load. No family came with her. No relative visited her. Still, by the next morning, a hut stood on the edge of the village, mud walls neat, roof freshly thatched, fire already lit inside. No one understood how, but they let it go. Villagers always had more pressing problems: farms, markets, school fees, gossip. A mysterious woman was nothing new, until the men started going missing. The first was Odupu, a proud palm wine tapper known for boasting. Adaku smiled at him once beside the village square, and by nightfall he was knocking on her door. Chest high, ego higher. He spent one night in her hut, and by morning, Odogu was no longer the same. He walked out sluggishly like a man carrying invisible chains. His shoulders dropped. His eyes looked hollow. His once loud voice became a whisper. Within a week, Odogui lost strength, lost money, lost himself. His wife said he no longer talked, no longer touched food, no longer tapped wine. The strong man became a shadow. Then came Fidelis, the trader from the next village. He had only gone to greet Adaku, villagers said. Just to greet. But after spending time with her, his shop collapsed. His goats died suddenly. His savings disappeared in strange ways. His health weakened. By the time the third man, Ifenyi the tailor, became useless after a night in Adaku's hut, people began to fear what they refused to say aloud. Something is wrong with that woman, the elders murmured. She is not who she claims to be, the women whispered. She is a curse, the youths insisted. But despite their warnings, the men kept visiting her. Her beauty drew them like flies to ripe fruit. Her laughter was soft and inviting. And once a man entered her hut, he never walked out the same. No one had ever seen her with a husband, or a boyfriend, or even a close friend. She lived alone, always alone, until Emeka. Emeka was a quiet, hard-working young man who returned to the village after his apprenticeship in Onitsha. He was well-loved, respectful, handsome in a humble way, and known for minding his business. When he first saw Adaku at the stream, he greeted her politely. "Good afternoon, madam." She smiled at him, her eyes glinting like something alive beneath the surface. "Call me Adaku," she said softly. From that moment, Emeka felt drawn to her in a way he could not explain. She spoke few words, but each one held him like a rope around his chest. Days passed and Adaku grew warmer towards him, calling him by name, offering him water, smiling whenever he passed. Villagers warned him, "Odogwu has not been himself since he slept in that hut. Ifeni can barely hold a needle now." "Emeka, my son, avoid that woman, please," old Mama Arena begged. But love, or something that looked like love, makes a man blind. One evening, Adaku approached Emeka near the mango tree. The sun was setting, painting her skin gold. "Stay with me tonight," she whispered. And Emeka said yes. He told his best friend Kelechi before leaving, "If you don't see me by morning, check Adaku's hut. I'll be there." Kelechi laughed it off. "Enjoy yourself, my guy. Just don't come back useless like the others." But deep in his heart, Kelechi was uneasy. Night came fast. The clouds covered the moon. Emeka walked into Adaku's hut, and she closed the door gently behind them. Inside, the hut smelled of something sweet and strange like herbs mixed with smoke. A single lantern glowed faintly, casting long shadows across the floor. Adaku's eyes seemed brighter in the dim light, more golden, more alive. She offered him food, but he wasn't hungry. She touched his chest lightly, and Emeka felt a strange chill crawl through his skin. When she spoke, her voice seemed to echo. "You are not like the others," she said. Emeka tried to smile, but his heart was pounding too fast. That night, while Adaku slept beside him, Emeka woke up thirsty. He reached for the water calabash, then froze. Something was moving at the foot of the bed. Slowly, smoothly, silently. Emeka squinted in the darkness. Then his heart stopped. Adaku was no longer on the bed. Instead, a giant snake, thick and long, covered in dark, shimmering scales, was slithering across the floor. Its tongue flickered. Its tail scraped the mud. Its golden eyes glowed, the same golden eyes Adaku had. Emeka dropped the calabash. The sound echoed through the hut. The snake turned. Its eyes locked on him. "Jesus! Adaku!" Emeka whispered, shaking violently. "Please don't kill me." The creature hissed and began to rise slowly, like a spirit waking from the dead. Emeka stumbled backward, trembling, his breath sharp and shallow. And then, the snake lunged. The lantern fell. The room went dark, and Emeka screamed. But the village slept on, unaware that Emeka's fate had already changed. Morning arrived in Umwakoro, with the usual noise of crowing roosters and women sweeping compounds. But Kelechi felt none of that normalcy. His heart had been beating fast since dawn, because Emeka, his closest friend, had not returned home. Emeka wasn't the type to wander. Even if he stayed out, he always came back early to prepare for work the next day. By 7 a.m., worry filled Kelechi like a heavy stone. He walked straight to Mama Yorena's stall, hoping for reassurance. "Mama, have you seen Emeka today?" he asked. The elderly woman stopped arranging her vegetables. "He didn't come home last night?" she asked, eyes widening. "No," Kelechi answered. "He said he would sleep at Adaku's place." Mama Yorena's hand flew to her head. "Jesus, that girl again. I said it. Something is not right about her." Before either of them could say more, Namdi sprinted toward them, dust rising behind him. "Kelechi, Emeka didn't sleep at home. His phone is still inside his room, his door unlocked, his torchlight on the table. He didn't come back." Instantly, the news spread. People began gathering, market women, hunters, elders, young boys eager for gossip. Everyone knew the stories whispered these last weeks. Men who visited Adaku changed. Men who met her at night lost their strength, their energy, their fortune. Men who slept in her hut often became shadows of themselves. And now, someone had not returned at all. "We must go to her place," Kelechi said, though fear clung to his throat. The villagers followed him, more than 20 of them, as they walked past the cassava farm, the orange tree, and the lonely path leading to the outskirts where Adaku supposedly lived. Kelechi marched ahead, praying silently that Emeka would appear and laugh at them for overreacting. But what he saw when he reached the clearing made his legs weaken. The hut was gone. Not shifted, not burnt, not abandoned. Gone. Completely gone. The clearing was empty. The ground was smooth, untouched, bearing no sign that a building had stood there the day before. People gasped. Even the boldest among them stepped back. "Where is the hut?" Someone shouted. Another screamed, "This is witchcraft, oh!" Kelechi dropped to his knees and touched the soil. It was cool and packed. No broken mud, no leftover sticks, no ashes, not even the remains of the small fire pit that used to sit outside. Nothing. As if the hut had never existed. Just then, 3 children ran toward the crowd, sweat on their foreheads. The oldest said, "Our mother sent us." She said, "There was never a hut here." The villagers erupted with anger and confusion. "Are you people mad?" An elderly man barked. "All of us saw this hut with our 2 eyes." But the children insisted. Their mother claimed the land had always been empty, that nothing was ever built there. As Obioha, the village chief, raised his staff. "Quiet," he commanded. The noise died down, though fear still pulsed in everyone's eyes. "Something is happening in this village," the chief said. "Something we do not understand." A man stepped forward, shaking. "What if she removed the hut? She is not normal. That girl moves like a snake." Another man whispered, "Snakes shed their skins and vanish. What of a woman who is a snake in human form?" Kelechi felt his mouth go dry. "We must find a Mecca," he said. "Search the bushes, the forest, everywhere." The villagers agreed and scattered in groups. They searched behind farms, around the stream path, inside the bushes, and around the trees. Hours passed. Kelechi searched until sweat soaked his shirt. But nothing turned up. No footprints. No drag marks. No torn cloth. No sign of any struggle. It was as if Emeka had simply dissolved into thin air. Then one group shouted, "Come, all of you come." Everyone rushed to the edge of the forest where the men were gathered around a large flat rock. On the rock was a strange marking, fresh, wet, and shaped like long winding scales. Snake scales. Large ones. Too large to belong to any real snake that lived in the region. The marking glistened as if drawn only moments earlier. A woman whispered, "This is a warning." Another murmured, "Or her sign." Kelechi stared at the mark and felt his body grow cold. A heavy realization pressed into him. "She took him," he said quietly. "Adaku took Emeka." The villagers trembled. One woman grabbed her child. "We must leave this place now," a man shouted. Another cried, "This thing is not ordinary." Even the elders stepped back from the forest edge. But before anyone could flee, the wind changed. A cold, unnatural breeze swept across the clearing. It wasn't like normal Harmattan wind. It felt intentional, alive. The air thickened. The trees stopped swaying. The birds went silent. Even the insects retreated into silence. Every villager felt it, something was watching them. Then they heard it. A hiss. Long, low, deep. A sound that did not belong to a normal snake. A sound that echoed across the trees and vibrated through the ground. People froze where they stood. The hiss came again, louder, closer, slow, and deliberate, like the creature was announcing itself. Like it wanted them to know it was near. Kelechi felt his chest tighten. Someone behind him whispered, "Jesus, Jesus." The hiss grew louder until it felt like something massive was sliding through the undergrowth toward them. No one could move. No one could breathe. No one could think. Then it stopped. Instantly. Completely. Silence fell so sharply it felt like the forest itself was holding its breath. Whatever made that sound had either vanished, or was watching from somewhere they couldn't see. Watching. Waiting. Choosing its next victim. Kelechi swallowed hard. The villagers slowly stepped backward, terrified, unable to speak. Something had taken Emeka. Something was still here. Something was not done.